Another one here's around new skills for the HRDP, and in particular, they're kind of looking at, what do we mean when we're talking about HR leadership, and what does that really mean in that context? I know that's something you mentioned a little bit earlier.
So business leadership or the HR?
So for the HRBP,
yeah.
And that HR leadership component of that in particular is a key capability. What kind of gets wrapped into that?
Yeah, when I was mentioning it before, it was more about how HRBPs need to be business leaders, because they are HR leaders. For the most part, they're your most senior folks, I think, in the organization these days. Given the how most organizations are redesigning the HRBP role, and so they're fairly senior and probably really experienced from an HR capability, having had tons of roles across probably different parts of the organization. And it's really about how can HR show business leadership then to their client as well as to the function, and be seen as a business leader who's got HR expertise. Just like a business leader, from finance is seen as a business leader, they're not seen necessarily as a finance expert, right? So how do you flip that dialogue so that HR is again a business leader who's got that HR expertise, who understands the levers within HR and within the business that should be triggered depending again on what's happening, with your business, and what can we bring to the table then from our COEs, from a data and analytics standpoint, et cetera, to lead our clients, to the right place for the business. So that's more of, I think, the direction we're heading.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And there's a follow-up here, which, talking about what does it mean that shift from business acumen to business leadership. I think it's exactly what you just said, in the sense that it used to be enough to say HR leaders need to understand the business or know the business, and today they really have to have a viewpoint and a perspective and be able to influence decision making in the business.
And I think the data and analytics is our way in, more than it has been in the past, because our clients are generally, speaking the language of data versus, the people stuff. And so I think the combination of the two are really going to make our HRBPs really strong.